Assalamu alaikum dear student. Today I am here with the solution of question number 7 from the paper, the only paper, paper 2 of 18th May 2023 in Pakistan. The only paper 2 has been conducted and the whole focus of the student was on paper 2, and let's see how they're going to calculate the grade for this paper. Cambridge is going to calculate the grade for this paper. So let's start our question number 7. This question is basically from the topic of error tracing. Screen is quite messy as I have worked on it for tracing the error. So error tracing. In error tracing, first of all, let's discuss the scenario that what is the basic of the question. So in fact, this pseudocode is for check digit calculation, and the check digit is being calculated from 4-digit number, and this algorithm in fact calculates the check digit as a 5-digit number. So let's draw a diagram that how are we going to go about it. So this is your 4-digit number and a check digit will be calculated out of it, right? So fifth one is your check digit and these are your digits in your number from which you need to calculate the check digit, right? This is check digit and this is 4-digit number. Okay, G. Okay, now what is the requirement? The algorithm then outputs a 5-digit number. It means that there should be a statement in the algorithm that should be printing or displaying 5-digit number including the check digit. The algorithm stop when -1 is input as the 4-digit. So let's see what is the demand of the question. So first of all, very simple part A is very simple. You just need to identify where the totaling is, where the total is being calculated, then where is count control loop and where is post condition loop. So students, you must have remembered that basically we have three types of loops. One is your, basically there are two categories of loops. One is conditional and counter. Okay, basically we have two types of loops, conditional loop and counter loop. And for to next is your counter loop, and conditional loops are your while, do and while, and repeat. All right, so let's start. Where is this totaling is being done in this part of the question? Very simple, it's line number 7. Yes, you need to write the line number, right? And then where there is for to next, count control loop is your for to next, that is your 0 to 4. And then we have precondition loop. Precondition mean where we first check the condition and then execute the body of the loop. So this is your while, do and while, right? And in this case, they had asked us about post condition loop. Repeat until is your post condition loop, because in until part you check the condition. So let's start from which line it is being started. It is your line number 2. Okay, Ji. Now next thing is identify 3 errors in the pseudocode and suggest a correction for each error. So let's start. 3 errors. So we are starting from here. Here is the flag, and we know that where we are using flag just to check if the calculation has been done or not, or check digit has been calculated or not, right? So flag is equal to false, then we are using a repeat and it is ending here. It means it's a complete loop. For every repeat we need an until, right? Then next thing is we have okay, let me focus on one more thing. We can see here that there are 2 lines where there is count control loop. It's line number 16 as well. Sorry. Okay, Ji. So let's jump to the part B of this question, where we need to identify how many errors are there in this program, right? So initially we have set total to 0. Then our count is executing from 1 to 4 for the purpose of calculation the total. So yes, I think this part is fine. And for this for we have a next as well. Yes, it's correct. And then we have output, enter a digit, comma, counter. So this thing is a little bit suspicious, that why do we need counter here while we are entering a digit here? And counter is already been given a value from 1 to 4. So I don't think so that it is required here. But let's jump to other part of the questions as well. So that first of all, I can say that this might be one error. Then input number of counter, yes, this is correct, that we are storing number into an array and we are controlling the index through counter. Yes, fine. Then total is equal to total plus number multiplied by counter. So I think second error is here. In fact, what we are doing, we are adding the total of this array. So it should be somewhat like this. So let's see, it's our error number 2. Then if number of counter is equal to 0, then flag is equal to true. So let's see. So far, like there is no syntax error so far. So let's move to next part of the question. Next counter, if not flag, then number of 5 is equal to mod total comma 10. So what are we doing? In fact, we are storing the remainder. If you just recall the algorithm of a check digit, yes, it is working somewhat like this, and this is a built-in function or subroutine. Then we have for counter is equal to 0 to 5. Yes, where this 0 is coming from, I think it should be from 1 to 5. You can see here as well, right? Then output number of counter. In fact, it is referring back to this statement, output 5-digit number. Yes, this statement is outputting 5 numbers. And then output, yes, this statement is also correct. Now next, it seems to be that this statement is incomplete, right? So it should be next counter. So yes, here is error number 3. All the screen is quite messy, but you know, this is the way that we are thrashing the problem for better understanding. All right, so altogether, how many errors so far we have identified? This one, then this one, then 0 to 5, we can write instead of 0 to 5, we will write 1 to 5, and then next counter, it should be next counter. One more thing, student, I can see here that this thing is not anywhere in the question. So definitely the algorithm stops. It means there must be some condition here, and uh, yes, so we can write it here, number of 4. Like if fourth number is equal to -1, so then your algorithm will stop. So hopefully the things are quite clear to you now, that how are we going to trace the error in that specific question. Altogether, I can see 5 errors in it, but uh, whatever error you can identify, just write it down, and no need to like discuss rest of the errors. So error number 1 is in line number 5, and correction is we are just writing output enter a digit. All right, and then it's a prompt message. For further details, yes, you can watch the video about the prompt messages as well. What are the prompt messages in pseudocoding? Okay, anyways, then we are talking about we haven't written the format of the array correctly. So this is our second error. It's line number 7. Then for counter is equal to 1 to 5, counter should be started from 1. So it's line number 16 and line number 18 and line number 20. Now it's up to you, whatever error you want to add as an answer into add into your answer for answering your question. Thank you very much. See you next class with next question number 8, inshallah.